Hey guys, today we're going to be going over our flexible nutrition checklist. So the reason I like to make nutritional approaches flexible is because it gives you the freedom of food selection, and honestly, it just helps it to be more manageable and sustainable. When we follow these rigid plans or strict diets of elimination, restriction, things like that, totally hard to manage that and make it sustainable. So that's why I like to look at it from a flexible standpoint. Now, we do have to be careful that we're not too flexible, because that can become a little bit tougher and take us to the other direction where we're not reaching our goals. So here's the checklist I like to use with everyone and myself, just to make sure I'm sticking to the basics. First one, 80 to 90% whole food sources. I kind of like to look at this as, a lot of people are like, well, what constitutes a whole food source? What I like to say is, how many single ingredient foods am I incorporating into my day? My goal is to make that a good 80 to 90%, depending on what my goals are. The leaner you're trying to get, or the deeper you are into maybe a fat loss phase, you might have to go more towards that 90%. Now, if you're someone that's just maintaining, you're happy with where you're at, you're going for performance, maybe 80% is that whole foods or single ingredient food list, right? Processed foods and eating out too often at restaurants just make it really challenging to know exactly what you're taking in. So that's why if you can make foods at home, things that aren't in a box, and not be going out to restaurants, ordering out, things like that, you might see yourself making more progress. The next one that we're gonna check off, 2 to 3 servings of veggies or greens a day. This is a minimum recommendation. The reason for this is it helps us get in our micronutrients, helps you get in fiber, and it will keep digestive stress down by going with about 2 or 3 servings. If you're someone who only gets 1 serving or 0 a day, don't jump up to 3, 4, or 5 servings of veggies a day off the bat. Tummy might get a little upset. But we are striving for this in a good nutrition plan. So start with 2 to 3 servings. Get those micronutrients in, right? Vary it. Try out a different vegetable each week. It's really helpful. It's gonna provide different vitamins and minerals for your body. Next one, 1 to 3 servings of fruit. I know there's some question over fruit sometimes. People get really worried about the sugar content. Well, here's the thing. It's also going to contain water. It's also going to contain fiber. It's got antioxidants. Fruit's gonna have vitamins and minerals. I mean, this is a different thing than a processed sugar, right? We're not talking gummy bears and gummy worms sugar. We're talking about some blueberries. We're talking about a kiwi, things like that, right? It's gonna help replenish liver glycogen and that CNS function, right? Because it's gonna have some different vitamins and minerals. And of course, like I said, it's gonna contain fiber, so it's gonna increase that total daily fiber intake. So that's the next one on your checklist. Next, we want you to be changing up fat sources. So we all know we need to get some fats in the body, because fat is actually, cholesterol is the precursor to hormones, right? So we do need fats in our daily diet. It's actually an essential nutrient. Our body doesn't just produce fat, so we need to be taking it in. So the other thing is, a lot of people just kind of want to get their fats from maybe like animal protein sources. Maybe they're eating a lot of high fatty meats. Maybe somebody really likes peanut butter. That's cool, but we got to change this up. We need a variety. We need our saturated fats, right, that you're getting in the animal products, maybe some cheeses, but you also need the polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, okay? Omega-3 fatty acids, super important. So if you're someone that's not incorporating things like that, like fish oil, fatty fish like salmon, flaxseed, things like that, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, really important to change up your fats. We're not saying you have to stay away from fats or fats are bad, but in a good flexible nutrition approach, you're changing those fats up. Last one, 11 to 15 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you're taking in. Now, You may not be someone that tracks calories or knows exactly how much you're taking in. So that's why some of these other areas come into play here. Because if you're getting these in, you're gonna be getting a higher amount of fiber. The reason that we kind of go with this amount is that's kind of the sweet spot to help prevent digestive issues, as we kind of talked about before. Getting too much in there, jumping up there too fast is gonna kind of upset your stomach. So you can start on the lower end, right? Some people are up there around 2,000 calories, maybe 3,000. So, 20 to 30 grams to start with as a goal would be a great idea. It's gonna help with digestive health, as we know, keep things moving along, clear it all out, make sure you're regular. Gonna also fill you up, right? So fiber, I'm sure if you've eaten something that's high fiber, kind of keeps you satiated for a while. Your kind of stomach expands a little. So that's a great idea, especially if you're kind of in a fat loss phase. You wanna be increasing that fiber so that you feel a little more full. So challenge here for you is to take a look at your flexible nutrition checklist, go through each of these, kind of, audit yourself for a week every day and just check and see, hey, where am I at with this? Where am I at with this one? How about here? Where can I make my adjustments at? There's some easy ones to go over, like check out your fat sources for the day. Not saying how can you eliminate something from your nutrition plan, how can you be flexible and make it manageable? Maybe you're changing up your fat source each week.